I walked into my childhood home with my two kids, carrying a homemade apple pie and hope in my heart. But what I found was a perfectly set table for 8 people, and not a single seat for us. My own family had erased my children from Thanksgiving. They had no idea that this moment would be the last time they'd ever heard us, because what I did next changed everything. If you've ever been treated like you don't matter by the people who should love you most, this story is for you. Hit that subscribe button right now because this is about standing up for your children and yourself. Like this video if you believe in protecting what matters most. And get ready for a story about the most satisfying revenge that money can't buy. My name is Rebecca, and this is the story of how I learned that sometimes walking away is the strongest thing you can do. It was Thanksgiving 2023, and I was a single mom to 2 amazing kids, my 8-year-old daughter Sophia and my 6-year-old son Lucas. We lived in a small apartment across town, but it was filled with more love than some mansions I knew. That morning, we spent hours in our tiny kitchen making the perfect apple pie. Sophia carefully measured the cinnamon, while Lucas rolled out the dough with intense concentration. Their little faces were glowing with excitement about seeing their grandparents, aunt, and uncle. "Mom, do you think Grandma will like our pie?" Sophia asked, flour dusting her cheek. "She's gonna love it, sweetheart," I said, not knowing how wrong I was. The drive to my parents' house took 40 minutes. The kids chattered the whole way about all the things they wanted to tell their grandparents. Lucas had practiced a new song on his little keyboard. Sophia had drawn pictures for everyone. When we pulled up to the house I grew up in, it looked exactly the same. The white colonial with the red door, surrounded by oak trees that I used to climb as a child. But something felt different. Cold. I knocked on the front door, balancing the pie while holding both kids' hands. No answer. I knocked again. Finally, my sister Victoria opened the door. She was dressed in an elegant burgundy dress, her hair perfectly styled. Behind her, I could hear laughter and conversation. "Oh, Rebecca, you made it," she said, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. "Of course we made it," I said, stepping inside. "We've been looking forward to this all week." The house smelled incredible. Roasted turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce. All the smells of my childhood Thanksgivings. But something was wrong. I walked into the dining room and my heart stopped. The table was set for 8 people. 8 elegant place settings with the good china, crystal glasses, and cloth napkins folded into perfect triangles. Candles flickered in the center, surrounded by autumn flowers. But there were no seats for us. No place settings for my children. Not even plastic plates or folding chairs. "Where should we sit?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. My mom, Patricia, didn't even look up from arranging the centerpiece. "Oh, we set up a little area for the kids in the family room. There's a card table and some juice boxes." I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. "A card table?" My brother Marcus laughed from the living room where he was watching football. "Come on, Rebecca, it's easier this way. Kids are happier eating separately anyway." His wife Amanda nodded enthusiastically. "We ordered pizza for them, they'll love it." I looked down at Sophia and Lucas. Sophia's face had fallen, her excitement completely gone. Lucas was still holding the pie, looking confused. "But we made pie to share with everyone," Sophia said quietly. "That's sweet, honey," my mom said dismissively. "You can have some after dinner." I felt my chest tightening. These were my children, my babies, and my own family was treating them like they didn't belong. "Mom," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "They're your grandchildren. This is Thanksgiving." "Rebecca, don't be dramatic," my dad said, finally looking up from his newspaper. "They'll be fine in the other room." Dramatic. The word hit me like a slap. I had been helping this family for years. When Marcus lost his job last year, I gave him money for rent. When my parents needed help with home repairs, I spent my weekends here with my toolbox. When Victoria's husband left her, I watched her kids every weekend for 3 months. But my children, their own flesh and blood, weren't worth a place at the table. I walked into the family room where they had set up a folding card table with paper plates and plastic cups. It was pushed into the corner like an afterthought. There were no decorations, no care, no love. "This is where we're eating?" Lucas asked, his voice small. I knelt down to their level, my heart breaking. "What do you think?" Should we stay or should we go home and make our own special Thanksgiving? Sophia looked toward the dining room where she could hear her uncle laughing loudly, then back at me. Can we go home, Mom? I don't like it here. That's when I knew this wasn't about the seating arrangement, this was about respect. This was about showing my children that they mattered. I stood up and walked back into the dining room. Everyone was now seated at the beautiful table, passing dishes and filling glasses. We're leaving, I announced. The conversation stopped. Everyone looked at me like I had just spoken in a foreign language. What? Victoria asked. Rebecca, don't be silly. The kids are fine. No, I said, my voice growing stronger. They're not fine, and neither am I. Marcus rolled his eyes. Here we go. Drama queen Rebecca strikes again. That's when something inside me snapped. Drama queen? I repeated. You know what's dramatic, Marcus? Calling me at midnight when you can't pay your electric bill. You know what's dramatic, Victoria? Crying on my couch every weekend when your marriage fell apart. You know what's dramatic, Mom and Dad? Expecting me to fix everyone's problems, but treating my children like they're invisible. The room was dead silent. Rebecca, that's not fair, my mom said quietly. Fair? I laughed, but there was no humor in it. Fair would be my children having a place at their grandparents' table. Fair would be being treated like family instead of like inconveniences. I gathered Sophia and Lucas, who were watching from the doorway with wide eyes. We're done, I said. Don't call me when you need help. Don't call me when you need money. Don't call me at all. Rebecca, you're overreacting, my dad said. It's just dinner. I stopped at the door and turned around one last time. No, Dad. It's not just dinner. It's showing my children that they have value. It's showing them that their mother will protect them from people who don't see their worth, even if those people are family. We walked out into the cold November air. The kids were quiet in the car as we drove home. Mom, Sophia said softly, are we bad kids? My heart shattered. No, baby, you are the most wonderful children in the world. Sometimes adults make bad choices, and that has nothing to do with you. When we got home, we made our own Thanksgiving dinner. Grilled cheese sandwiches, tomato soup, and that beautiful apple pie. We ate at our small kitchen table with mismatched plates and paper napkins. But it was perfect, because we were together and we were choosing to be happy. 2 weeks later, my phone started ringing. Victoria called first. Rebecca, I think you should know, Marcus is in serious trouble. Apparently, my brother had gotten involved in some kind of investment scheme. He had borrowed money from my parents, money they couldn't afford to lose. Now, they were facing foreclosure on their house. They need your help, Victoria said. You know how to handle finances. You could talk to the bank, maybe co-sign a loan. I almost laughed. Victoria, where were you when I needed help? When I was working 2 jobs and raising my kids alone? That's different. You're strong. You always figure things out. And when I was figuring it out, did anyone offer to help? Did anyone even ask how I was doing? Silence. Next, my mom called. Rebecca, we need to talk. This is about family. Mom, we had that conversation at Thanksgiving, remember, when you decided my children weren't family enough for your table? That was different. We just thought, you thought my kids didn't matter. Now you want me to save the day because Marcus made bad choices? My dad called last. His voice was shaking. Rebecca, please, we might lose the house. You're the only one who can help us. I took a deep breath. For years, I had been the family fixer, the one who dropped everything when someone needed help, the one who sacrificed for everyone else. Dad, I love you, but I'm not coming to save you this time. You made your choice about what family means to you. The calls stopped after that. I heard through Victoria that they lost the house. My parents moved into a small apartment. Marcus and Amanda separated. The perfect family image they had worked so hard to maintain crumbled. And you know what? I felt peace for the first time in years. 6 months later, Sophia came home from school excited. Mom, we're doing a family tree project. Can you help me? We sat at our kitchen table, the same table where we had our best Thanksgiving ever, and drew our family tree. It was smaller than most kids' trees, but every person on it loved and protected each other. Mom, Lucas said, looking at our drawing, our family is perfect. He was right. Not because it was big or impressive or looked good from the outside, but because it was built on love and respect and protection. My children learned something that day that was worth more than any family dinner. They learned that their mother would always choose them, that they were worthy of respect, that love doesn't mean accepting treatment that hurts you. I used to think that family meant staying no matter what, that loyalty meant accepting whatever they gave you and being grateful, but I learned something better. Family means protecting the people who matter most to you, even if that means walking away from the people who share your blood. Sometimes the greatest revenge isn't destroying someone else's life. It's building a better one for yourself and the people you love. If this story touched your heart, smash that like button and let me know in the comments. Have you ever had to choose between family loyalty and protecting someone you love? Subscribe for more stories about finding strength in the most difficult moments. Remember, you get to choose your family, and sometimes the best choice is choosing yourself.